Hi, I'm Zonstar, and welcome to another broadcast of the Infidel, the news for all of us who've supposedly chosen hell over heaven, the news for the damned. Do Japanese couples have a heart of stone? As Japan's demographic crisis continues to mount, a startling new problem presents itself. Its senior population is continuously growing, while the younger generation is getting smaller. The reason for this phenomenon? Some are proclaiming that the younger citizens of Japan may be showing less and less interest in sex, even those who are married. Meanwhile, the birth rate has plummeted to 1.21 births per family. Why someone would believe that a population can't be sexually active while still keeping the birth rate low is hard to fathom, but the Infidel is here to report the news and not comment, right? More interesting still was the response given on this topic by the Christian website Ecclesia in the Wilderness, which stated that, quote, "It would seem that the nation of Japan is ripe for the true gospel of Jesus Christ that transforms one's heart of stone and turns it into a heart of flesh, to the end that those might so love God, and that wives can so love their husbands, and husbands can so love their wives, even as Christ loves the church. We at the Infidel would like to tell you officially that we wish we could make this stuff up, but it seems that people believe only Christians love sex." The Infidel is proud to announce that hell has officially frozen over. A bill allowing creationism to be taught in Indiana public schools has incurred some interesting reactions from all ends of the spectrum. The bill itself, SB 89, actually states that the creation myths of any religion can legally be taught in schools, thus already boasting a slight aura of ridicule. More surprisingly, though, the well-known creationist Discovery Institute has spoken out against the bill. The infamous institute stated that more religious views in the classroom will not resolve the problem itself. Josh Youngkin, one of the organization's analysts, claims that it would be far more important to introduce students to scientific criticisms of Darwin's theory. Meanwhile, despite this somewhat shocking turn of events, some people's viewpoints remain utterly unchanged. This is exemplified by preacher Paul Begley, who is more than enthusiastic about the teaching of creationism in a school setting. He makes the fascinating claim that creationism is as much a science as evolution, because God is the ultimate scientist and spoke the world into being.
AtheismTV. News, events, community, entertainment, debates, conferences, and more. A massive repository of over 3,000 recent and fascinating atheist videos from all over the internet. Or watch The Infidel, our own regular news show. Visit the shopping area and buy something for that special atheist in your life. Rent captivating shows, movies, and documentaries directly in your browser. AtheismTV, the world's #1 source of atheist videos.
More death prayers for President Obama. Evangelical leader Reverend James Lindsay has endorsed Ron Paul's candidacy for president. He also threw support behind the American Independent Party's VP candidate, Wiley Drake. This Californian Southern Baptist minister is noted for his imprecatory prayers, where Pastor Drake publicly prays for the president's death. Pastor Wiley Drake has introduced the idea of imprecatory prayers, aka death curses, into the Christian prayer arsenal, and is gaining converts to the idea of such prayers. Asked if he was concerned about legal repercussions for his actions, Pastor Dave whined, "Well, I'm not saying anything. What I'm doing is repeating what God is saying." Reverend James Lindsay, explaining his support for both candidates, said he agreed with Ron Paul's constitutional beliefs, but felt he was soft on gays. Regarding Pastor Drake, Lindsay said, "Wiley Drake would go further than Ron Paul by reinstating the ban on gays in the military." Super Bowl anti-abortion ads. A very graphic, religiously motivated anti-abortion ad shown before, during, and immediately after the Super Bowl game was placed and paid for by a write-in candidate for the Illinois Democratic primary. Randall Terry, an anti-abortion activist, has used his campaign to get prominent placing of his anti-abortion ads. Terry does not deny that his only purpose is to help defeat Barack Obama in the presidential elections. His ads proclaim that Obama is a baby murderer and that people who support him, quote, have blood on their hands. Aired on 15 local networks, Chicago station WMAQ refused to run the ads, prompting Randall Terry to file a complaint with the FCC. However, the federal authority ruled in the station's favor, saying that Terry did not make a substantial showing that he is a legally qualified candidate entitled to reasonable access to broadcast stations in Illinois. I'm Zonstar, and that's all the news for today. Come back Wednesday for more news for the damned.